India's ethanol push is entering a new phase. After achieving its target of 20% ethanol blending in petrol ahead of schedule, the government has now launched E85 fuel and plans to roll it out through 50 to 100 dedicated stations across Delhi-NCR, Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur. The target is even more ambitious going forward, with around 5,000 E85 outlets planned by the end of 2027. Now, at the center of the strategy are flex fuel vehicles. Unlike conventional vehicles, flex fuel vehicles can run on a wide range of ethanol blends. Currently, all petrol vehicles manufactured after April 2023 are E20 compliant. The government's larger objective is to reduce dependence on imported crude oil, create a domestic market for agricultural feedstocks, and strengthen India's energy security. Ethanol blending has created a new demand. It's a new demand stream for crops and significantly reduced foreign reserves. To understand the ethanol story, it helps to understand the fuel itself. Ethanol is an alcohol-based biofuel produced from agricultural feedstocks such as sugarcane, maize and rice. The number attached to ethanol fuel simply refers to the percentage of ethanol in the blend. E20 means 20% ethanol and 80% petrol. E85 contains 85% ethanol and 15% petrol. A car can run on ethanol because ethanol burns inside an internal combustion engine, much like petrol does. Now, this creates both advantages and trade-offs. Higher ethanol use can lower crude oil imports, it can reduce carbon emissions, and it can even support domestic agriculture. But then there is a flip side. It can also lead to lower fuel economy, require specialized vehicles, and increase competition for agricultural land and water resources. These are the byproducts of it. India's ethanol push is ambitious, it is unique. Raising the ethanol amount is usually a slow and steady process, especially in Brazil, which led to global ethanol adoption. Now, the country has been blending ethanol into fuel for decades and has built one of the world's largest flex fuel vehicle ecosystems. Pure ethanol fuel, known as E100, is widely available, and most vehicles can run on multiple ethanol blends. The US follows with E10 as its standard fuel and E85 available for the flex fuel vehicles. Several South American countries, including Paraguay, Argentina, they also operate with relatively high blending mandates. India's achievement of E20 places it among the world's most aggressive ethanol blending programs. However, unlike Brazil, India is still at the beginning of building a flex fuel vehicle ecosystem. Fuel stations are expanding, but vehicle adoption remains limited. And that means that the next stage of India's ethanol journey will depend on how quickly consumers, automakers and policymakers can work together to scale flex fuel vehicles.